Senator Rubio, last week you said that on your first day in office, you will get rid of President Obama's executive action known as Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, DACA for short. It is a program that has protected hundreds of thousands of young people that came here when they were children, brought to the U.S. by undocumented immigrants. This is the only home they know. And that is a dramatic change from last April when you said in Spanish, and I'm going to quote you, DACA va a tener que terminar en algún momento, no sería justo cancelarlo inmediatamente, which translates to DACA is going to have to end at some point, but it wouldn't be fair to cancel it immediately. So, Senator Rubio, what changed? Why is it now fair to cancel it on day one?
No, it's the same policy. It will have to end at some moment, and as I said, we will eliminate that executive order. The people that are on it now will not be allowed to renew it, and new applicants will not be allowed to apply to it. And it's not because we're not compassionate to the plight of someone who came here when they were 2 years old. I understand. I know people that are personally impacted by this. The problem with the executive order is it is unconstitutional. The president doesn't have the power to do that, and he himself admitted that.
Senator,
I'm sorry, but let me finish.
You went from saying that it was deeply disruptive to deport them immediately to deport them on day one.
No, but this is not about deportation. Everybody always goes immediately to the issue of deportation. This is about DACA. DACA is an executive order that is unconstitutional. I will cancel it on my first day in office, which means people who currently hold those permits will not be allowed to renew them when they expire, and new people will not be allowed to apply for them. Now, I am sympathetic to the plight of someone who came here when they were 2 or 3 years old through no fault of their own. But you can't solve it doing something that is unconstitutional. No matter how sympathetic we may be to a cause, we cannot violate the Constitution of the United States the way this president now does on a regular basis.
Senator Rubio, you accused Senator Cruz in a previous debate of lying when he said that you said one thing in Spanish and another one in English. So in what sense did he lie?
Because it is not true that I'm not going to get rid of DACA. I am going to get rid of DACA. In the Spanish interview, you just read out the transcript in Spanish. I said it will have to end. At some point, that point will be when I eliminate the executive order, and the people who have those permits, when they expire, will not be allowed to renew it. And new people will not be able to apply. In fact, I don't even think we should be taking new enrollees in the program now. That is how the program ends and how you wind it down, is you allow the people who are on it. When the program expires, they cannot renew it, and it goes away. But I will cancel the executive order as soon as I step foot into the Oval Office.
I have to say,
Senator
he lied
Cruz.
this time. He lied. 100%. 100%.
Senator
You lied about the Polish workers.
Yeah.
You lied to the students of Trump University.
Let Senator Cruz
Oh,
jump
he
in,
lied
please.
38 years ago. All right, I guess there's a statute of limitation on lies.
Well, Maria, I would note that you made the exact same point here that I made at the last debate, and you're right that Senator Rubio called me a liar for saying that. You know, we've all seen at home when Washington politicians say about an illegal or unconstitutional program, well, it'll have to end someday, not immediately, but someday in the future. That inevitably is when a politician doesn't plan to end it at all. You know, I'm reminded of that is the same position that Marco took in Iowa on ethanol subsidies. When I campaigned in Iowa and took on the lobbyists, took on the corporate welfare and said we should have no ethanol subsidies, Marco's position was the same as it is towards illegal amnesty. Well, someday it should end, just not now. And frankly, I think we need a president who knows what he believes and is willing to say it on day one, not at the end of his term when it's somebody else's problem.
That's not an accurate assessment of what I said about ethanol. What I said is ethanol will phase out. It is phasing out now. By 2022, that program expires by virtue of the existing law, and at that point it will go away. I don't agree with the mandate and the program that's in place, but I think it's unfair that these people have gone out and invested all this money into this program, and we're just going to yank it away from them. And again, you read the statement in Spanish. I said very clearly on Spanish television, DACA will have to end at some point, and that point is, at that time I was not a candidate for president. I said it will end on my first day in office as president, and the people who have it now will not be able to renew it, and new applicants will not be able to apply. That is the end of DACA. I am sympathetic to this cause, but once again, it cannot supersede the Constitution of the United States, which this president habitually and routinely every single day ignores and violates.